Spirit. And so I believe that what God has deposited in you is an investment into your future, not just to help you where you are or where you've been, but more importantly, it's an investment in your future. And last thing I wanted to say to you is that what you're going through right now, for those of you that are going through a lot of spiritual warfare and a lot of, heaviness and attacks and different things like that, you may be going through, maybe if not great, but if you are, I just want to remind you that what you're going through, all the heaviness and the heartache and the warfare that you're going through, has nothing to do about anything in your past. Your past is not the reason why you're going through what you're going through. The reason why you're going through what you're going through is because of something in your future. Storms come into your life not because of something you did, but because of where you're going. Jesus was saying, we're going to the other side, and the storm came. Because there was deliverance. A man needed to be delivered. He was on his way to the promise, and it was the storm that came to try to head them off from getting to his destination. So what you're going through right now isn't anything because of something you did or bad choices you made back there. It has more to do with about where you're going. The enemy don't want you to get to your destination. He doesn't want you to get there. He's going to try to discourage you every step of the way. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Okay, I thought I was done, but I'm not done, I guess. Well, he's not. I'm done. He's not. This is going to help somebody. Literally help somebody. Maybe everybody. Maybe me. I shared this story before, but I feel compelled to share it again. Maybe you need to be reminded, or maybe you're hearing it for the first time. One of the most powerful things that God can give you in this time right now in your life, especially in this transitional season we're in, where all these changes are taking place, the most important thing that you can have right now is going to be expressed and communicated through this short story, 2 minutes. I'll try to do it in 2 minutes. And I think I shared this with you before. So there was this group of people that were being led into the woods, and they had all this tape around some of the trees. Did I tell you this before? Okay, good. Oh, then great. It's going to be fresh for you. So there was this group that they were leading, this group of about 10 people, 12 people maybe, and they brought them into the woods, and it's a team building exercise, and it was this really wonderful group. And by the way, just to put it in context, I was at a place, really difficult place in my workplace, had a lot of burden, had a lot of financial things that we were working on, dealing with finances, reporting and budgets, and a lot of different things, overwhelmed, audits and different things all at the same time. And I remember being so overwhelmed at that moment, and I just felt like I don't know what to do, I just don't know what to do. So I had a meeting with our board treasurer, and he tells me this story, and he goes, let me tell you a story. And I was trying to figure out where he was going with this, but it liberated me afterward. So he says there's this group of people that they're leading, about 10 or 12 people. They put tape around these big redwood trees, and then they blindfolded all the people in the team. And they just kind of like held on to them and said, okay, now we're going to lead you into the this maze. They created a maze, actually, with the tape. It was like a little maze. And so the first thing they told them is that we're going to lead you in, and there is a way out. So, number one, there is a way out. But you're going to be blindfolded, okay? And what they said is when you go in there, you got to try to find the way out. And if for some reason you just can't find the way out or whatever, just raise your hand, okay? We'll come get you. We'll come get you. Just raise your hand. So they started leading all these people inside there, and within probably seconds, 10 or 15 seconds, some of the women started raising their hand. And then you got another man on there. He raised his hand. 2 minutes later, he raised his hand. It got down to about 15 minutes. There's still another, maybe half of them are in there still. Okay. Then all these hands started going up. And then there was like probably 3 people that lasted like 40 minutes. Determined. And then there were 2 that lasted 45 minutes in there, trying to find the way. And then finally, one of them was still in there after about an hour. Can you imagine that, blindfolded for an hour trying to find a way out of this maze? And so finally, the guy says, I don't think it was a coincidence, it was a man, but the guy says, raises his hand. He says, I can't find the way out. He said, oh, you actually just found the way out. The purpose of this exercise was for you to raise your hand and to ask for help. And that was the only way out of this maze. And us stubborn people want to keep trying to find a way when the only way through this and out of this is to ask for help. That was the point of the story, and the lesson was that we are not good, some of us, at asking for help. Even when we know we desperately need it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We'll try to figure it out, even if we fall short of figuring it out. So my point today is that help is here. If you look around, there are well-able people in this room that can help you. But we have to be willing to raise our hands. And if you do, help will come. It's okay to surrender and say, I need help. So that day, after I was told that story, the board treasurer asked me, so what do you want to do? And I said, I raised my hand. I need help. I don't know what to do. He says, great, because I know exactly what you need to do. Here's what you need to do.